Hey everybody, it's Anjanette from AJ's Personal Touch. How you doing? Welcome back to my subscribers. Welcome into anybody new. I've come to talk, I guess, a little bit about myself tonight, but not just about myself. And for anybody new, you may not, if this gets too heavy for you, please come back and watch another video because I don't always go here. Um, I don't even know if I'm going to post this after I make it. I see so many content creators say that, and I'm always grateful when they do post it. So we'll just see where this goes. I've had one of my worst days in a long time today. Um, I I tell you guys pretty much straight up about me and what's going on. I do try not to go into how I'm feeling too much, but you guys know I've been having a rough time lately. Um, and yeah, some people would think that I talk about it too often, and I do try not to. It's just hard to come on and tape and try and, show something nice, tell you about my day when my day's been terrible. And I don't want to particularly lie when you can just see on my face when I'm not having a good day. One of my friends who watches, she's like, I can always tell what kind of day you're having by how you do your intro. Um, I want to say some things that I haven't been able to say to even my friends. And I want to do this because I know it's a problem in the chronic pain community. Um, when you're dealing with so much pain every day, and you get used to masking it from everybody, and I mean everybody, you get used to masking it from your significant other, from your children, from your friends, from everybody, except for those who can just really see deep inside of your eyes and see how much pain you're in. It's hard not to hide it and hard to try not to hide it because you don't want to show the people that you love how much pain you're in. But then lots of times in hiding it, it ends up bringing a lot more pain for yourself. I want to just talk about people with chronic pain in general and like how it's affected me and how I know this and how I've seen it in other people. One of the first things that happens when you end up having chronic pain, between besides the fact that you're in such tremendous pain and you are trying to hide it from others because people don't want to hear about it. If you talk about the pain that you're in every day, you lose your friends. But then again, when you hide it, you lose your friends. And a lot of people say, well, then they aren't friends to begin with. I have some really good friends that I hardly see and that I feel like I've lost. I may reconnect with them every once in a while, but we're not friends like we used to be. And a lot of that is because I can't drive. All of the pain that I'm in, sometimes I can't function, and it really messes with your mental state. And then the expectations that everybody puts on you because this is a disease. Chronic pain is a disease. They can't control it, especially now that everybody is anti opioid. And I'm not saying I love opioids, I hate taking them. But there are times when I need them because it's the only thing that helps with pain. Like right now, after being in the hospital and all this pain that I'm having from this pleurisy, it's now going into my chronic pancreatitis. I've been using all of my boluses that I get, which means I can increase what's coming out of my pain pump so many times a day. And it doesn't help because it doesn't help with acute pain. It helps with chronic pain, but not with acute pain. And because I'm on a pain pump, they refuse to give me other pain meds. And I'm on a contract with a pain provider, but unfortunately, my pain provider is down in Indianapolis. Yes, because of everything and all the new laws and stuff, they're trying to make these pain pumps work when they just don't work for everything. And so I end up having days of tremendous, tremendous pain that I need to hide because, again, not everybody wants to hear about it. You guys have been great. This community has been great to me. Without you, I don't know where I would be, honestly. And I'm almost 100% sure I'm going to lose some subscribers just from sitting here talking with you guys today. But if that's what happens, then I guess it's what needs to happen because I want to make you more aware. If you have friends with chronic pain, for you to know what they're going through. First of all, if you're talking to them and they say, I'm just in a lot of pain today, I really don't feel like talking, over 75% of the time, that's bullcrap. We want to talk. It just hurts to talk sometimes, but we want to talk. We want to have our friends around us because of this disease. We've lost so many because either we can't drive and get to places, and people don't want to come and pick you up and take you. That's just how it is. I mean, I have a dear friend who will come and pick me up every once in a while, and I love him for it. And I, I, I do. I truly love him for it. But it's still not the same because he's got to come, he's got to pick me up, he's got to take time out of his time. We got to leave early. I can't, or if I'm hurting too bad and I feel like I need to leave, I can't leave until the person who takes me is ready to go. Um, Family functions. I don't go to a lot of family functions and things like I would like to because of the same thing. If my husband's working and he can't go, I don't like to go with other family members sometimes because I just don't know how long I'm going to have to sit there and be in pain if I'm in extreme pain and I want to go home. Because you don't ever want to intrude on other people's having a good time and spending time with their family. I've been having issues at home right now. And my husband may never see this, and he might. And if he does, then maybe he'll understand a little bit more. I know it's got to be hard on his end because he knows I'm in pain. He's the one who sees it the most. But I still hide it from him a lot. And so he expects me to be normal. He expects me to be able to get up and do dishes and things. And he does them. I can go weeks without being able to even do dishes. And he'll do them. But I can tell when he starts to get a little upset because he's got to do everything. And it's not right. It's not fair to him. So I try to push myself to do it as well. And then there's times when he thinks that I'm talking down to him, or he thinks that I don't think he's smart enough to understand what I'm saying because of how I emphasize how I say things. And I've tried to explain it to him, and he doesn't understand. And he gets upset and he won't listen sometimes. And I get that. I completely get it. He deserves to feel the way that he feels. Everybody deserves to feel the way that they feel. But what he doesn't understand and what a lot of people don't understand is when people with chronic pain, when we talk, sometimes we have a hard time forming in our head what we want to say. And when you have somebody who's asking you a question and it feels like they're badgering you and they may not realize that that's what it feels like, but even being asked the same thing more than once can feel like somebody is badgering you a little bit. Or when you have somebody, my husband's pretty much in a black and white mode. I mean, he knows there's a gray area, but he feels the way he feels about things, and he's very strict on how he feels about certain things. And if I talk and like I'll do my hands like this and I'll talk and I'll say something, he thinks that I'm talking down to him or I'm belittling him. And actually, what I'm doing is in my head, I'm trying to remember what I want to say. And it's me acting out and trying to remember everything and not sitting here saying, well, if you knew, I would not have to talk like this. It's me talking like this so I remember what I'm trying to get out of my mouth. And I feel so intimidated that if I don't talk choppy, sometimes I feel like it's not going to get out. And I don't even realize that that's what I'm doing. He got so upset up the last time. He was like, well, if you're going to act like that, then I'm just going to act like a jerk too. And actually, right now, I'm grateful for the fact that he did that because it makes me see what I'm doing. It's making me realize some of the things that I'm doing when I'm trying to cover things up instead of just, I'm in pain, my brain's not working, I need a little time to explain, to remember, to think, and just like simple things that people, when I do my budget every month, when I sit down and make sure and subtract everything out and that everything is fine with bills. And sometimes I'm late with one of the only bills that I don't like have set to go out on its own. And he'll be like, I don't understand why you paid that late, why you're, calling them and having to deal with the late payment now, trying to get out of it, because the company that does work with me pretty well with being sick and they kind of understand. But every once in a while I can't get out of it. And I get that if it happens too often. And I try very hard to make it by the date so that it doesn't happen. But there's just some months I'm in so much pain, I can't get myself up to even open the computer to look at it because then I get my massive migraines. And it's just a round robin effect all the time. And, he's like, I give you money by the first every month, so you have it, so you should be able to pay it right away. Well, I can't function every day. I can't do it. And I want to. There are days like today that I feel like all I want to do is lay down and sleep and not wake back up for a while. I do eventually want to wake back up. I'm not suicidal for anybody who may think that maybe that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not. I want to live. I just want to live and be pain free. And unfortunately, it's not going to happen. I have a really kind hearted friend who I love so much. As I just wish that somebody can help you, that somebody can figure out a way to get rid of your pain. I wish that every day, but they can't. And when you go into the hospital and they take tests and they say, we can't find anything. And then they just want to send you home. And you're like, yeah, you're not finding anything because my pain has is so normalized in my body because it's chronic that the signs that you look for aren't there. When I go in and I have a pancreatic attack, they think I'm drug seeking because I need help with my pain. And that's not it at all. But they think that I am because the things that they look for in the tests look normal. And they look normal because once your body keeps being in the same way over and over and over, it regulates itself and it puts itself back at a new normal. Think of a scale. Think of the kitchen scales that they have now where you can put a bowl on it. And even though there's weight in that bowl, you can zero it out so that you can measure what is put inside of the bowl. Kind of like a body with chronic pain where you're at an 8 or 9 in pain, and normally you may have high white blood cells, or I mean, I'm not a doctor, so in my case, with the pancreas, um, lipase levels, bilirubin levels, different levels that they would look for to see an acute case of pancreatitis may look like there's nothing there. It may look normal, all within the normal limits, because my body has reset itself to zero, has reset itself to normal, even though I'm in immense chronic pain. I really wanted to come on and say, if you have a friend with chronic pain and you don't see them very often, if they say, oh, it's fine, everything is fine, and I'm doing fine, and oh, don't worry, I don't feel like talking today, or whatever, I just mainly want you guys to know they need you. A card that says, I'm thinking about you, means a lot, and it gives them something to sit and look at over and over and know that you care. We're makers. I make things for my family so they have it. So when I'm not here, they have it. But I also want them to feel like they're enveloped in a big hug or something from me when they wear it, like the shawl that I made my mom. If you just make something for your friend, a hat, a scarf, a shawl, a nice washcloth, because when we wash up and we're in so much pain, a nice, soft washcloth would feel amazing. Simple little things to say, I'm thinking about you. It's something that they use over and over to make them know that you were thinking about them. It can mean a lot. I've seen too many people suffering and feeling like they're losing their friends and living through that myself. That I wanted to come on and talk about it. I didn't want to cry through the whole thing. But like I said, it's been a bad day. I am in so much pain. I have not been in this much pain in a long time. With the pleurisy making my regular chronic pain come on full force. I can't even breathe right now. I'm so congested because I've been crying all day. I hate crying in front of you guys. I absolutely hate it. But I felt that I needed to bring some awareness. And maybe this community is not the right one to bring it to because everybody in this community is pretty well caring and loving and great to people who have issues. You really are. Just know that I love you guys and I want to make you aware of the issues and just have you see if you have friends, whether it's chronic pain, whether it's cancer, whether it's HIV, whether it's any disease. Almost any disease brings some kind of pain with it. Almost any disease brings some kind of mental crap with it. Depression, anxiety, so much stuff where a lot of people don't realize that when you just try to act normal around your friend and like nothing's wrong at all, sometimes that just is not the best approach either. It makes you guys each be able to say, okay, nothing's wrong, but then you don't get to have those talks and you don't get to be as close to the people that you love as you would like to because you're too busy trying to make them happy and to make them feel like nothing is different and nothing is wrong. And I know not everybody feels the same way. Not everybody is going to feel the same way that I do. I've just seen other friends of mine suffer and feeling the same way that I do. And again, I'm not saying that my friends treat me horribly because they don't. They love me and I love them. And I'm not saying you treat your friends who may have issues like mine horribly either. I'm just saying that sometimes people don't always see some of the things they can do to help. And I kind of wanted to come on and express that. If I've upset anybody, I deeply apologize. I still don't know if I'm going to post this, but please know I love every one of you. And when I say that, I truly mean it. I love each and every one of you. And I will talk. You're beautiful, gorgeous, and you matter. And I think that's the main thing I'm trying to get across to everybody is that everybody matters. Everybody. There is not one person in this world who does not matter. Everybody matters. There's some people with more problems than others, and it's hard to see how some people matter, and I get that. And I love all of you, and I will